Today, guys, I've got Josh Martin from Cyprus. This is your third time, right? Your third or fourth time visiting us from Cyprus to come train here? Okay. Yeah. So, Josh, I'm going to put the mic on you for a second. Go ahead and just introduce yourself.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks for the mic. So my name is Josh Martin. I come from Cyprus. It's a little island in the Mediterranean. It's a beautiful place. If you want to go on holiday, that is the place to go. I run a gym out there, the big gym of Muay Thai and Fitness. You can find us on Instagram, Google Maps, whatever. I am a coach and an active fighter, so I'm restarting my fight career after a long break. I had a terrible injury. We spoke about it last time. And it took me a long time to come back, and now I'm just getting back into it. And I absolutely love the sport. We have a really close family here in Bixby, which is, everyone's always confused why we're coming over, but we love them so much and we come like twice a year. And I didn't even know that one of the best gyms in the world, in my opinion, is right here in Broken Arrow, which is just crazy. So the last 3-4 times getting to be on the mats with world champions, international champions, and just improving my skill set has been amazing. And this time it's lined up perfectly with the fight I got coming up. So I've been doing my camp here, 3 weeks of really hard training, and you guys have been super hospitable and welcoming and giving me tough rounds and a lot of insight. And yeah, that's me.
Why is it a thing that you say?
Why do I feel that way?
Because you've been... I see you travel, you train, you're pretty well traversed in the world with some of the top gyms and top train. I mean, I know you did. You got to work with Ajahn Watt.
Yes.
And Sabas and so speak a little bit to your experiences around the rest of the world that give you kind of that insight to make a statement like that.
Yeah, sure. There's a bunch of different things I can say and I will say, and yeah, I mean, the intersection between kissing butt and telling the truth when it comes to a positive statement, they're kind of close, but it just is the truth. So something I said to somebody recently, the people I'm staying with, because I said the same thing to them about the quality of the gym, and they asked, why do you say that? And I said, well, usually I'm in a place with a coach, and I do a lot of research before I go somewhere. I don't just show up. I don't like to waste my time. So I'm there, I'm learning, and I'm really appreciating what the coach is giving me. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going, that's good, different perspective information, but I reckon I'm a better coach still listening to this. But then being on the mats here, and so the drills that we do before so the way the classes are structured is, I'll give you a little bit of insight to the people listening. You don't go straight into sparring. So most places, including my gym, it's okay, sparring time, let's go. And it's disjointed and separated, and people show up and it's they've come for sparring class and they've visualized beating the shit out of some people all day long. And they come in and the sparring gets crazy and I've got to manage it, and it's it's a bit wild. So here, what we've done every time is there's always sparring drills. So by the time sparring starts, we've done a bunch of controlled but semi-freestyle drills, got rid of the nerves, got into the flow with our partners. And the sparring every time has been sometimes tough rounds, sometimes light rounds, but always controlled and flowing, and nobody's getting hurt and nobody's getting angry, which is a big thing that you encounter in a lot of gyms. So that's one really special thing. But then after we spar, so after you and I spar, so you've given me tons of rounds, which is another one, the coach usually isn't on the mats giving good rounds. But you've been, every other round you call me over and you give me different looks and you let me work my game, but you give me just the right amount of resistance for me to see where my holes are. And then at the end of training, it's somehow you kept this diary in your head of everything I did good, everything I didn't do good, and how I need to emphasize what I do good and how I need to fix what I don't do good. And it's just like incredibly detail oriented, but not like it's not annoying. It's not like too much. I'm not stood there going like, shut the fuck up. Like I'm there like, how did you notice that? And how did you notice that? And you're telling me like, oh, when you throw your left knee, you're stepping this way, which is allowing me to do this. So, you're spotting these things, and I leave here going like, that's a different level of coach. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not leaving going like, good coaching, but I reckon I'm still better. It's like being around someone who is really a master of the craft. And again, that's the intersection between truth and also kiss and butt. Like, it's just true. You're super high level. And then like sitting next to me, like weight classes apart. I mean, you're 135 right now, Joe. Yeah.
125.
125. My gosh. Today I weighed myself. I'm cutting as well. I'm 154, and we still have like challenging rounds where I have to focus and like mind my P's and Q's so I don't fuck up and get absolutely clipped. And again, controlled rounds, but just like that's representative of just about like 5-10 people who are on the mats, who are all this level where you pick around with anyone and you're getting challenged and you have to pay attention and you can't fuck around, and you don't finish feeling like, yeah, I'm the shit. You finish feeling like that was tight. I had to pull out my A game kind of thing. You don't get that in a lot of places. Sometimes you get one or two fighters like that. Sometimes you mentioned Arjan Watt. So I did a lot of learning with Arjan Watt and Savas Michael. So Savas Michael is also from Cyprus. You guys know him, but I mean the listeners might know him. He was a one championship fighter. Then he fought in RWS, and now he's doing the stadium circuit. And he's widely regarded as one of, if not the best, 5-round fighters in the world. He's an absolute technician, and he was very kind to me when he was in Cyprus, and he kind of took me under his wing and taught me so much. And Arjan also taught me so much. And again, that's another level. That's a level I can't even imagine reaching. But like it's on par in a way. Like in a different way, you're just getting the same amount of quality from the amount of training partners and the level of the training partner, and then the detail of the coaching. Yeah, other than that, it's just good vibes. It's really good vibes. Again, you go to some gyms and it's like, oh, I'm going to have to battle it out today and have a bad time, but have a good time because I love training. But here it's like, I'm going to have tough rounds, but I'm also going to have a good time. And afterwards, anyone who beats my ass is coming up and give me, Christian Hightower, who's another one of the fighters here, just absolutely wrecked me and then came over and he was like, that was a great round. Here's everything you did good. Here's everything that gave me trouble. Here's what you should do more of, instead of like playing to his ego. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Great gym.
So two things I want to comment on.
Yeah.
Number one, you came before the work with Savas Michael, and then you came after, and I could tell a night and day difference.
Yeah.
When you came back, your clinch was.
Yeah.
I think that was such a good thing for me because it allowed me to evolve the style, and to even at 38 be able to still continue to evolve. And mind you, the motivation is not for myself. The motivation is for
your students.
It's for the students. It's for what Forza does. So there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to ask about is, there's a bit of a reputation here, and I think it comes from an insecurity from other coaches, where they will almost outright discourage their students from coming here to get rounds, to get work, to cross train, which
that's crazy.
I think it comes from a place of insecurity, but one of the things that I've heard most, and I've heard it from members of rival teams, they will say to me, hey, I've wanted to come cross train, I've wanted to come this or that, but so-and-so says that you guys will try to hurt me because I'm from this team.
Yeah, I'm laughing because that's crazy. That's actually this is sounding like straight propaganda. I swear, we've not agreed on this before. I'm not being paid. Like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. So that's my number one thing. Like, I always go like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll go to the gym. If somebody tries to like battle with me, I'll fucking battle. Like, I'm no bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I always show up ready for it. And then this might be the only gym. And again, that doesn't make it a bad gym. There are gyms I go to every week back home where we battle it out, and I leave going like, that took some HP from the bar. But you got to get the rounds sometimes. Not that it's clever, but you got to get it. Here, I remember the first time I came sparring, you announced to the whole gym, you said, I'm here on holiday. Nobody go hard with me. I'm not here training for a fight. Everybody like chill. I didn't ask you for that. Like, you just knew someone on holiday doesn't want to get fucked up or doesn't want to run the risk. And then as I kept coming and as I feel became more part of the team, I started getting tougher rounds. And even like the most care was taken to not... I never get hurt. I've never been dropped here. I've never been... you guys are really good with your elbows. You all wear elbow pads. You all wear knee pads. You all place them really carefully. When you know they're going to land, you pull it. If you land a really good shot, like I'm saying you, but you generally, everyone, you always pull off. There's no... It's what happens in the succession of a good shot that's the problem. It's never really the one good shot. It's more like I landed it, I felt my knuckles through the gloves, now I'm going to fucking follow it up and do some damage. That never happens here. People are careful. Like, people understand. This is a professional fight gym, so people understand, like, you got a fight coming up. If you get knocked down and it affects your confidence, or even worse, it affects your actual ability to take a shot, then you've like significantly harmed somebody's career and their goals. And that just doesn't happen. Like, this is a professional fight gym, the kind that you don't find everywhere. And that was kind of the point. It's been the opposite. I would say to anybody who's watching, who's from a local scene, like, I get it. It's difficult. Basically, as a coach, here's how it is. I'll give you the truth. There are gyms in Cyprus that are better than mine, and sometimes the little green goblin climbs on my back and goes like, if they steal your clients, you won't have any money. What if they're so much better that they take my star fighters? What about this? What about that? And I just have to tell myself, like, I'm in this for the good of the sport, which I recognize that in you completely, like 100%. You're in this because you love it. And I go, if they go to a different gym, it's for their good, and I've done something net worth valuable. Like, I've put out more good than I've taken. Like, I'm gonna be rewarded for allowing someone's career to flourish. So I understand the feeling of like insecurity from coaches in this area, recognizing that this is the superior gym. And it's fully understandable, because at the end of the day, you got to feed your family. They don't want to lose money just for some noble cause of allowing a fighter to progress. However, if you're a fighter listening to this and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, or you're not getting the level of training that you need, like when you're 40 and you've retired, you might not talk to your coach again. Like, you might not have built that crazy brotherhood that they say, like, it's a team, it's a family, you got to be loyal. You should be loyal. You should reward hard work and sacrifice, and you should do things in an honorable way. Cross-training is not dishonorable. It's not disrespecting your coach. It's bringing glory to their gym. When you fight, you're going to fight under your gym's name, thanks to Coach Leo and the team here at Forza who helped you out as well. So, like, I find that to be very dumb. Like, I take my fighters every week to a gym that is better than mine, and I never afterwards badmouth, like, that was good training, but this was bad, this was bad, this was bad. I just, like, let it go. Like, yeah, that was really good, and that's why we're there, for high quality. because I care about my fighters. So if your coach is not allowing you to cross-train, you got to ask if he cares about you as a fighter. And if he doesn't care about you as a fighter, you got to start to wonder, because this is a serious sport and there's like serious implications to your health.
That's not a free-for-all. You know, that's not an open free-for-all for guys to just do whatever they want, wherever they want, you know?
No.
Every coach is going to obviously have their parameters or their wants and needs out of a cross-training situation. Like for me, for instance, I provide so much, I think, for the athletes that I am completely open to cross-training, but I ask that we don't spar anywhere without a coach, without me. You know, I've been in some very precarious sparring situations as a fighter.
Yeah.
And
it gets crazy sometimes.
Yeah. You know, so sometimes if your coach is not there, you can get used. And I know that that's probably what is being said. But again, when people come here, because there are like our friends at Thunderkick, those guys have been coming to me for years. We fought them before. You know, we fought Daryl Wilson. No, we didn't fight. I cornered Daryl Wilson for his LFA world title fight. We fought Igor, and Igor spent time with us, you know, before the fight, after the fight. You know, they're homies, and they understand. And you know, for all the years that Igor and the Thunderkick guys like Daryl Wilson used to come often, and even Jimmy came from Thunderkick. You know?
Oh wow,
yeah.
Jimmy the Brick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So you know, there's never been you know, their coach Thomas Longacre. He's a great guy. You know, he's one of the first guys in Oklahoma to actually give me my respect. But
yeah,
he knows that we will take care of his people. You know, he knows that they're going to be treated with respect, and that I am going to take care of his fighters as if they were my own. When they're on my mats, it's my responsibility. But the thing is, if when a different team comes in, I give the green light for my fighters to assert dominance, are those people going to come back?
No.
Right. Now, there's been a few people that I've let our guys go after because I don't want them to come back.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different scenario, because unfortunately the dickheads exist in this sport.
Yes.
You know, and they're guys that come to the gym wanting to prove a point, or you know, like I've had fighters come in and just like I give everyone rounds, and in fact that's one of my ways that I vet whether someone's going to be a good cross training, if I'm going to allow them to be in our academy and come and take energy on the sparring times, or even I allow them to drill. I encourage them to come drill. In fact, I say, you know, you're probably going to get more out of drilling,
yes,
just doing our classes than you would our sparring. So that's always an option, you know. And provided I have a good relationship with the coach or whoever, you know, I'm pretty open to it. I don't think they're going to steal my stuff or anything like that. But I've had guys come in and I'll do a round with them, and I think I'm helping, and they try to hurt me.
Yeah.
And it's always funny because I think that people are really used to like inactive coaches, or coaches that maybe didn't fight or weren't as experienced. I was a good fighter. I would say I was above good, above average. I just never went professional and had injuries in life, and you know, my daughter, and I was a musician, had a record contract, and I had a lot of things pulling me in a million different directions, but I love coaching and I'm a better coach, but that doesn't mean I can't get down, you know?
Yeah.
And those guys,
they find out.
Yeah, we protect our gym.
Yeah.
We hold our fort down. You know, and I've had to send Joseph after a few scalps, but that only comes from disrespectful energy. If you come in here and you act out of line, then all bets are off. But for the most part, that's only happened once or twice, and you know, it's definitely not the norm here. And we spar so much,
Yeah.
and we fight so much that we have to take care of each other.
Yes, nobody's trying to have a gym war here. You guys are fighting. I saw the billboard outside. You got fights like multiple every month. Nobody can afford to be injured because of a gym war. So
Yeah, I mean, it just these guys fight. That's how they make money, you know. And it's like, you know, everybody's fighting for something. I mean, if you look out there, there's no random fights. Every fight that's happening, it's not just for fun. They're all like milestone fights. I mean, there's no, you know, Koi's next one is in the national qualifier to be able to get an opportunity to go to IFMA. You know, Joseph won IFMA. He's having his MMA debut, which is a milestone fight because now he's making the transition in something that we've talked about since he was 9 years old. LT is defending his world title. You know,
the double champ.
Big money on the line, pound for pound status. You know, he's the pound for pound number one. Like sometimes defending just that position in the sport is you know, a lot of pressure in itself. Again, Christian has started his pro career and he's off to a great start. His next one is it has repercussions. You know, Samson, if he wins this fight this weekend, he should get the call up.
The UFC comes calling.
Yeah, we should. And one of the champions from this promotion just got signed to the UFC.
Yeah.
You know, and him and Samson have the same exact record. This fighter that he's fighting is not a slouch. He's no joke. He's the Freedom USA champion as well in Muay Thai. And he's sick MMA fight. I mean, he's a finishing machine. They both are. Someone's getting stopped. Someone's train ends today. But these are the fights that we're preparing for. It's not like, oh, we're gonna go fight at the casino for shits and giggles. Like, so we all take care of each other. And that's the other thing is we do have a lot of people that visit. You know, we just had fighters from Colorado that were in for the week doing training. You miss them, but you know, those guys are getting ready for fights, and everyone's getting ready for fights. So, like, we cannot do that.
Yeah,
everything has to be smart. For as intense as it is, it has to be smart. It has to be educated, and it has to have purpose. And that's one of the big reasons why you don't see my guys going to cross train, and my guys cross train for jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I noticed that.
They all have, you know, their jiu-jitsu spots where they like to go. But as far as striking and fighting and stand-up, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, or MMA striking, they're not really doing it. And they don't really need to.
That's what I was going to say, to be honest. It sounds crazy. I can say it. But, like, they actually don't need to. There's so much to learn here. Like, I've been doing this sport 15 years. I'm learning something new every, like, round that I'm in the gym. And when you get a gym like that, sometimes it is less valuable to cross-train. Like, stay where you are, learn the system, practice what you're doing, and just focus on where you are. But that's the thing. Not all gyms are created equal. And sometimes you got to go somewhere to learn something. So, you know, people should, like, be humble. That's the thing. Again, like, I came here, and yeah, I trained with Savas and could have easily let that, like, get to, like, I say it to people who are, he has a really good following, let's say, and if it comes up that I trained with Savas, they're like, wow, that's amazing, that's this. I could be like, yeah, I'm the shit. I trained with this guy. The reality of it is he beat me up. Like, I couldn't do anything with him. He was incredibly generous, incredibly kind, but he like played with me. And like, I was like, oh, I'm not shit. And then I run my own gym, and I could easily be like, I'm a coach. I'm the best of the best in this area. I'm one of the best in Cyprus. I'm about to fight to prove my spot. I could come here and be like, yeah, I'm one of the guys. Instead, I came and I was like, you gotta, just some tips for arriving at a new gym, because I had a weird interaction actually recently. When you do a round with somebody, you have to be passive. This is my opinion. It might be disagreed with, but when I start a round with someone, I'm passive. I show, I go backwards, which I don't like to do. I like to go forwards. I straight away go backwards, and I just defend some of their shots. And some of their shots, I'll let them land. I'm not letting someone punch me in the face, but if they kick me to the body, I'm not going to catch and sweep. I'm going to like land it on the R's. Oh, wee, nice one. And then as we've established that I'm not a threat, that I'm not going to try and knock your block off, I start to pick the round up a little bit and play my game. And we end up with a half and half round. And then if we gelled well, we'll go for more rounds. And then we can start to push each other a little bit. And they'll understand that I'm in it for their good, and we'll rise together. You can't go into a round and go, oh, nervous energy. I gotta show I'm good. I gotta give this guy a good round. The guy is not gonna thank you for it. He's gonna think like, what a prick. Like, he's just come in and he's trying to take it to me. I'm gonna take it to him. And that's how you end up with a gym war. Like, if you want to cross train and you're nervous, show up, be very humble, give a why. I can't do it because I'm gonna bonk the thing. Bow. Show that you're here to learn, and then let people find out on their own if you have something to teach. Don't show up like, hey, I've got something to teach. You're welcome that I'm here. That's how you get beat up in sparring, in my opinion. Come, be respectful, bow at the beginning of your rounds, be defensive in the beginning. If that person is a bit of an asshole and they're going too hard with you, don't go again with them. What have you got to prove? Go with somebody else. You don't have to like pick the hardest round or the most dangerous round, I should say, and go there. There's plenty of other people. You and I sparred. Here's another anecdote. I'm training for this fight, but I also have a 15-month-old son. My wife is here, and she's on holiday, basically, and we're with our very, very close family, and they really love to spend time with us, and we love to spend time with them. And I'm kind of selfishly like running around training, and sometimes I can't hit certain sessions. So I sent you a message in a panic. I was like, I can't make it. Can you just unlock the gym? I'll hit the bag. You were like, no, I'll do a private for you, and then we'll spar. And I'm thinking, okay, 5 rounds pads, 5 rounds, probably a light sparring, tip tap, whatever, and then we're out. And I was ecstatic. I show up, we do 5 rounds of pads, amazing pads. Then we gear up, we do 10 rounds of sparring. It was the highest intensity sparring I've done in ages. I was like to my limit each round, playing my game, dealing with shit that came up, like having to really be switched on. Haven't done 10 rounds of sparring in forever. Actually, we do 10 rounds, but
We do 12.
12 is the normal session, yeah. But 10 rounds with one person, and that person is the coach who's taken time out of his day to help you out. And then, because of my style, I'm a Muay Thai, so I'm forwards pressure, knees, elbows, clinch, which means forwards pressure, get punched in the face 6 times before you get into the clinch. So I always leave with scrapes and bruises and like the swollen nose. I did not leave with any of that. Like, you pieced me up and kept me totally safe the whole time. And I just had the best round, and I left feeling like extra prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do it. You got to fucking, which camera is it? That one. You got to do it for your own good. Cross train. I mean it. I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but I'm really passionate about it. Cross train. Don't let your coach hold you back. Okay? Be respectful. Talk to him. Be honest with him. Assess with him. He is investing in you. You can't just be like, fuck you, I'm out. Because then maybe he's going to go, fuck you, I'm not going to hold pads for you. Right? You have to be respectful. You have to talk with him. But don't waste your career. Yeah. I have one guy, I want to be very complimentary about him because I'm a big fan of his. He is one of Cyprus's best fighters, and he proves it time and time again, and he trains hard as fuck. And he is a bit of a legend. And I really like him. And he's like, he does it all out of a gym with like no other good sparring partners. He's just some kind of athletic freak. Like, I don't know. He's interesting. Maybe I'll name drop him, but I'm about to kind of say something controversial. We did a non-scoring. So for my return to the ring after my injury, we did a non-scoring, and we went at it, and he beating the shit out of me at range, doing whatever he wanted. I'd blink and he'd landed like 3 punches, and I was like, this is wild. I can't strike with him. So I closed the distance and I started clinching. I found out he didn't know how to clinch, and you know, kind of had my way in the clinch. He kicked me in the head in the second round, dropped me, got straight back up, straight back in. It's my superpower. But you know, it was like tit for tat. And I've said to him 1,000 times, like, brother, come and clinch with me. Like, you are so good. I'm no slouch, like, but you could do anything you wanted, like striking. I was like confused. Come and learn how to clinch so you can be the best fighter ever. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is my theory, because even he's asked me recently, he said, can I come and clinch with you? And I said yes. And then the day of our session, he was like, oh, I've got this to do. And then he never messaged again to come clinch. My suspicion is that it's what you're talking about. Coaches don't want to lose their fighters, but you do worse for your fighter, you do worse for your gym, and you do worse for the sport that we love if you don't allow these incredible individuals who put their lives on the line to become the best that they can be by rounding out their game. Like, I just want to help him. Do you know what I'm saying? We're in the same category. I could be like, let's fight. I want to take what you've got, because he's like, he's the man at the moment. But I want to help him, and he wants. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, just do it, guys. Don't be held back.
Yeah, the same. So what, you guys are gonna battle for the island? You know what I mean? What's
the point?
Or you guys can sharpen each other and do for the island.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's exactly that.